Greetings, Masandawana. Greetings, football lovers at large. We are back with yet another installment of the Yellow Corner, and this time we bring you the preview of our last 32 clash as we host the Natal Rich Boys, Richards Bay United, on Tuesday at Loftus. Raps, how are you?
I'm not even
Hey, I'm so, man. I'm so. Yeah, a good day for Sundowns yesterday, but later on, we had devastating news, man. Yeah, we start this preview on a very sad note, man. At the back of the news of the passing of a promising talent in Oshwin Andres, of defender of Stellenbosch University. So from us Sundowns supporters, the Yellow Corner, and the football community at large, we'd like to pass our condolences to Stellis as a club, his teammates, the management, friends and family, and everyone who knew the young boy who was really talented, man. I mean, he held the record, yeah, being the youngest goal scorer in the DSTV Premiership for Stellis. He was recently the captain of the South African under-20 in the recent COSAFA qualifiers. So, yeah, another devastating loss for South African football, man. It's sad, man. It's really sad. Like I said, to his family and friends and everyone who knew him, we our deepest condolences. Raps, let's get back into the football. Another match, another Sundowns W. Will this train ever stop?
Oh, I don't think so. Even if it stops, I don't think it is anytime soon, man.
Yeah, no, it's looking like one of those that it's rampant. It's like the drivers are the driver or what? It's like this train, the brakes are failing, so nothing can stop it. Like it's hitting everything. Yeah, may it long continue, man. May it long continue. Um, we shift our attention to a cup competition, a cup that we won last season in dramatic fashion. Are we defending this trophy, Raps?
Based on how we are performing this season, I think it will be difficult for PSL teams to eliminate us, and as well as the Glad Africa team. So I think we stand a chance of defending our trophy based on our performance and the gap from any other teams that are in the competition.
Yeah, no, I think you, if you're a betting man, betting against Sundowns would be upset. It looks like we will defend this trophy. It looks like it will stay at clock up. Yeah. This winning streak, when Rapelang, do we beat teams before we get into the pitch? Do we psychologically finish them before a whistle and a whistle is blown and a ball is kicked? Because I think a few years ago, many years ago, I would hear the former players in the English Premier League who played against Man United. They would say United, yeah, Alex Ferguson would beat you in the tunnel. Like before you get a ground, you just know we've already lost a much more. We're just honoring the fixture. Has Sundowns reached that level now whereby we beat teams before game?
Yeah, no, I think it has reached that level because of when you play against Sundowns, you know what to expect and how they will play, and also you can predict their starting lineup. But the most difficult part is to how to stop them or how to contain or also how to beat them. So I think Sundowns, they win matches before they play them because of some teams, their attitude coming to the game. I think there are some teams that give us a lot of respect. So hence we always have an edge on them, and we get positive results whenever we face certain teams. Not certain teams, all the teams.
Like the one that we beat over the weekend that played one defensive midfielder for a number of games, and then when they played us, they brought the CDM train.
I don't want to mention names.
Man, the team that we're playing have been doing really, really well. I mean, it's their first season in top top flight football. Richards Bay United, they've done tremendously well, man. But in their last five, they've only won one match. Are the wheels coming off?
I would agree and disagree. I think this is the second round of the league. I think every team is fighting for something. I think the competition in the second round of the league, it is much difficult than in the first round. So I think every team is fighting for the points. And also for them, it is something new gore ba gonna ba ithola in their position. So sometimes it becomes difficult to maintain that standard throughout the season. But I believe they are still in a good position in the league. They're still fed. Even the last time before we faced them, they were still position number 3. So you can say that they are still in a good position, even though the teams beneath them, they want to remove them from that position, knowing that a team that gets the third spot can gain an entrance to the continental football.
Mm-hmm. I think the mandate was to stay in the Premier Soccer League when the season started, and they've done so well. They definitely qualify for the top eight. So I think this was bound to happen at some stage where it gets a bit tough for them only game. But the good thing is that they'd already collected a lot of points at the beginning of the season. So I don't think the wheels are coming off. It's as such. I think it's just they're just going through that a spell that 15 PSL teams go through. There's only one team that seeming doesn't go through that spell. But yeah, the other teams, each and every team, others are worse than it's prolonged for others. So I think they'll get over this spell. Rapelang, they don't concede a lot. They are very sound defensively, but they also don't score a lot of goals. Why do you think that's the reason? Because for me, I feel di-strikers tsa bona kaofela ne Mbuthuma, Makateng, Hlongwa le Nzunwana, even though he plays outside at times and then central at times. I think they are all they have the same attributes. Hard work. They will work. They will work for the team. They will defend from the front and all that. But they are all not clinical. They they get the chances. That team, they create chances, they get chances, but they do not score enough goals. So I think they lack a lethal a number 9, someone that someone like Mfano Arona, a Cassius, like you can bank on him to get a goal. What do you think from your side is the reason?
Yeah, no, they're a team that has supply and creativity from different departments of the field. They can use their width to create chances, and also they can try to penetrate through the center of the pitch. You look at the chances, some few chances they missed against Mamelodi Sundowns. Those are chances that a team or a striker is expected to score those goals. But I think they have the creativity and the supply. But the only thing that lets them down, it is the finishing and the execution.
Mm-hmm. Abs, maybe there's something you didn't tell me. So because that I didn't know about.
Ke ngwana makhelwane, maybe a whole of FIFA Pirates. I can see
Yeah, well, let's talk about their approach in this match. This is a cup competition, and I think the one thing that their coach, who is a huge fan of us, who enjoys watching PlayStation, will tell them or no, they need to stay in the game as long as possible. Don't let game if like a first half, So they will try even if it's still even if we take the lead, it must not be a big lead whereby yeah they just honoring the fixture. So I think they'll try and stay in the game as long as possible. In their last game against Swallows, they played a different formation that I never seen them play before. They played a 3-4 1-2 for 70 minutes, and after 70 minutes they changed it. They brought out one central defender as well as one CDM, and brought on players who are more offensive. I think they might go with that as again, because they play kind of two central defenders, central midfielders. They really, really defensive in Tolo and Mabaso. And Mabaso is the one who gets on the ball more than Tolo. But Tolo sits, he protects. He's your old school six. He protects more, and then they used the white channels to attack Swallows. They used Sianda as well as Mapati, their captain, to attack. Yeah? And then they had a player who played just behind their two forwards in Mtembu. He's the one who has that creative element. So I'm not sure if they'll play him in this game, but he was the one who seemed to be the most creative. Ne? And then when they switch to a 4 at the back end and 4 in middle field, and then switch to a 4-4-1-1, Mtsundwana goes to the side, ne? And then he does that thing that I mentioned, got a first preview, that he is very dangerous in the sense that he's so smart that he stays on the white channel and then moves into the box. If you, I mentioned this before we played them last time. Go watch the highlights of Ronaldo Bona and see the run that he made at the 41st minute game. You'll see what I'm talking about. And he does this in a lot of games. But at least until had switched on. Our right back, Mudau
yeah.
had switched on. So I think that's how they will approach the game, and then maybe I give a total like a 3-4-1-2. When they switch to a 4-4-1-2, maybe they will bring on a Buns on the right for the take on the high. That guy is really, really good. And then once they bring on Buns, you must expect a high volume of the crosses. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. And one thing I would add is that they're very a positive team that play to get the results. And in a cup competition, there are only two outcomes. It is a win or a loss. So I think they will come into this game looking for a win and try to eliminate Sundowns. Speaking of their defense, they're a team that is flexible in defense. They can play with 3, they can play with 4, they can play with 5. It depends on how they attack and how they defend. I think having 3 or 5 at the back, when they attack, they have enough numbers in attack, more especially on the width. And also when they defend, they have quite good numbers to defend. Hence, they don't concede a lot of goals. And they're a team that creates a lot of chances from the width. On the left, there's combination plays between Bom Sani and Mtsundwan. But on the right, there's direct solo runs from their number 2, Kima
Mapate, their captain.
Mapate, or Barnes who can make those solo runs. And it will be difficult to stop or to mark Barnes because of if you come to him, that means you leave the space behind for him to attack. But if he comes to you and you track back, that means he gets closer to the goal post, and that means he can create something. And also, one thing I've witnessed from their side, they're a team that have good passes of the ball. I think they can break the middle field and the defense line with those passes, and they have Ntundwa who can make those runs. But like we have said, the only thing that lets them down it is the finishing.
That team, Raps, there's a move that they made the second half against Sundowns. They started the ball on the left, they took it back to the goalkeeper. Yatlamos, they moved it to the right. Eljo, they played out. It's like that the way it started from the left to the right to the central part of the pitch, and then they moved it to the right and then attacked Sundowns. They broke us. It was such a beautiful move. The way they broke us. I think Ronwen made it ended up with Ronwen making a save. I think the ball was hit and then it came in between his legs, but he was able to touch it, cut his right, and then went out for a corner. If you said that's Sundowns to someone who's never seen Sundowns, and you have told them, oh, Sundowns Lara, so he would have believed you because that was a proper Sundowns movement. So, like you said, they can play out. They can if we press them, yes, we most likely have a chance of winning the ball up high, but they can play out that team, which is something beautiful to watch. How can we beat this team up? Wait. Oh, before we talk about how can we beat them, I think this is how they will line up. I think they will go with Magaola, and then the back three will be Nyauza, Shabalala, who they got off 70th minute late. Maboe is not a center back. I'll tell you when I talk about how we can beat them. And then Mapate and I'm not sure was Msani suspended or injured when we played them, or he didn't play because of the loan clause.
I think he didn't play because of that contract agreement between the two parties.
Okay. And then it will be Mtolo le Mabaso Mohari. And then I think they will have Memela instead of Mtembu just behind Mtsundwana le Mpuchuma. How can we beat them?
I think we can create situations where we force them to make errors, like we did against Orlando Pirates previously, and also like we did against Bona Richards when we faced them, where the goalkeeper threw the ball into our player, then we attacked and scored the second goal. And also, because of sometimes in the middle field can be congested, I think making progressive passing angles will help us to eliminate them and create goal scoring opportunities. And a team that plays a high line with offside traps. So it gets tricky when they have to defend in those situations. So one thing that I would expect from us is the mobility from our our front players, as well as making those blind runs to deceive them and get behind them and maybe get goals.
I think we because they use with Msani le Mapate to attack. We can attack them on the sides, and then force the central defensive midfielders to go and cover for the guys, and then open space more, and we can use Tenets Arona to use that space once they leave to cover Majida Al. I said Maboe has been playing as a center back. He is not a center back. His positioning. You know what Coach Ulan has been saying. Ka Mamelodi. Yeah, left back.
Msani.
No, Yaron.
Ah, Ngubeni.
Gobes. Or they're still working on him because he's so used to playing with back three and from Celtics. And sometimes he was used to having cover more. They're working on that. With this guy, that guy is positioning here high. The way he position his body, how he position, we can tell he's not used to playing more. And I saw Swallows air checker. You got that side as well as which game was this? Amazul, if I'm not
Amazulu.
mistaken. Yes, Amazul are taking got that side. So maybe we can attack that side. I do not understand why they did not play here. Yes, he's not left-footed, but Harry is a big boy. He's got the stature. He's good on the ball. He's good defensively. So I didn't understand why they don't, even though he's right-footed, but someone as a left center back. I think the one thing that we did, the first game, the quick passing and movement, and then turning them to face their goal in the first half. We did that very, very well. So I think we need to do that because it worked wonders for us. We were not clinical in the first half game yet. Had we been clinical, we'd have killed that game off when you played them. And perhaps, the one thing that used to frustrate Nalo and Naholo in the past was the fact that we felt in some instances, Sundowns, we approach the game the same way. Like, every game it different because the opponent is different. And then, so in this game, outstart Mudiba because Mudiba, when it comes to inverting into the middle field, he's the best. Full back so I'll bring Mudiba to do that, and then because when he does that, it pushes Eititsarona up high. Someone like Miami now, he's close to goal now. So numerical superiority in that in the most dangerous part of the field, closer to goal. So I'll start Mudiba because of that. I know he has his defensive realities, but in this game, he'd be. I think, in my opinion, he'd be perfect for the type of opponent that we're facing. Just like we would start Tapelo on at left back when you're playing Pirates. So different into game requires a different approach. Your starting lineup?
I would start Riyadh because Mdau suspended. I'd move Tapelo to right back. Then I'd have Mvala with Kekana. Then left back I would start Ngubeni. Then my 6 will be AJ, 2 number 8, Blesser and Spola. Then up front I would have Galani, Serino, and Peter.
Okay. You know how you start Riyadh, I'm like, damn, he's when I have the same lineup as me. Now it's when I feel like get Kopile lineup. Yeah, I would also start Riyadh. Because of that thing we spoke about. It's just that some of the things we speak about in private really true. We spoke about of all the keepers after Anto Kimang, our number one, Ronwin, he's the most comfortable on the ball. Like so, I would start Riyadh as well. I was not sure. Oh, by the way, I didn't watch Game Pirates. Family commitments, and I couldn't even go to the stadium and watch the game. So I didn't know Dao was suspended, and I had him starting. So as you're saying, when he's suspended, I'll play Morena, Grant, as well as Mvala, who I heard was top class against Pirates, and then I'll have Mudi back left back, and then I'll have AJ at 6, and then Mr. Clash Control himself and Bule, and then with Miami, and then I'd have Serino at the tip of this diamond, and then I'll go with my Lula Leshadu. Score prediction?
3-1.
Who's scoring?
Shalu will score. I think Mbule will get his first, and Grant Kekana or Mvala will score as well.
Okay. I'm going for a 3-0. I'm going for Cassius. I'm going for Shalulile as well as Mayema. Perhaps before we close this, there's a player that we need to give flowers. We need to talk about. I don't think we celebrate this guy the way we need to celebrate him. This guy I'm talking about, Thapelo Morena. How important is Thapelo to Mamelodi Sundowns? His versatility, Raps.
I think before being versatile, I think he gives experience, he gives us speed, and also he becomes a threat going forward. When it comes to being versatile, I think he gives us solutions, even more stranded thing. We don't know what to do. I think there's certain games where we play him as a number 9, as a winger, as a fullback. So he's always a guy that we can have a solution whenever we are stranded or whenever we are running out of the options.
Yeah, no. Thapelo has been a great servant of the club, man. You know, I think I'd be so frustrated being moved from one position to another because you want to master position yeah, how you do, but you never see Thapelo complaining. His body language is always positive. His work ethic is second to none. He's just a true professional, you know. And yeah, we're really grateful to have a player like Thapelo. Man, he can, like we said, he can play everywhere, anywhere and everywhere where the team asks him to go, and he will give his best. That's what I love and appreciate Thapelo. So yeah, I mean, like personally, and yeah. Yeah, that's that, Masandawana. That's yet another installment of the Yellow Corner. Good luck to the boys, and hopefully we get a W once again. You move to the next stage, which is the last 16 of this tournament. And yeah, next time you see us, we'll be bringing you a preview of a different cup competition because yeah, no, in 7 days, Sundowns can play in great different competitions. We will be shifting our focus to the CAF Champions League, man, and hopefully it will be a start of a great a run as well as in the Champions League. And yeah, keep the comments coming, guys. We really enjoy the comments. Yeah, you attack me and Rabs. Apparently, the teams that we used to support. I've always supported Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club all my life. And Rapelang as well, I know he's always supported Mamelodi Sundowns. So yeah, keep the comments coming, guys. We really enjoy the interaction. Yeah, man. We can have. Let's discuss the preferred lineups, and do you think the coach will fiddle with the team and give different players a chance? Yes, as we out of time, I wanted us to talk about Carlsen. How nice would it be to one day have Carlsen Cassius leading our line, our development products? Yeah, we'll talk. Maybe next week we can touch on that. Until then, Masandawana, sharp, English.
Sharp, Davoro.